So today I want to talk about a leadership principle. And the reason why is because I have a leadership mastermind group that is going to start in about 3 weeks on December 7th. And it's for this book, Leadership Goal by John Maxwell. And so with that mastermind group starting, I wanted to give you a little nugget into one of the leadership principles, and maybe it will incite you to come and join us as we do our mastermind of the book. And for those of you who do not know what a mastermind is, so a mastermind is when you bring together people. And if you bring a group of like 8 people together and you start to study a principle or a book or something, what happens is that you end up, you come in with your own like mind, your own ideas and everything. And by the end of your time together, you start to grow. You start to grow in your thinking, because maybe the other person in the group will say something that will make you think differently about something that may be blocking you from being the best person you can be. Maybe they have an idea of something you can do. So at the end of that time together, you actually develop what they call one mind, which means that you just begin to grow and develop, and you become just this mindset of a growth mindset. And so, as I mentioned before, one of the masterminds that I've done is a personal growth mastermind, which I will have another one probably in February of 2022, because the leadership mastermind is going to start, leadership goal is going to start on December 7th. It's a 7-week mastermind. So it's going to go from, we're going to do about 3 weeks in December, then take a break for the holidays, and then we'll come back and finish up in January. So this is the book again, Leadership Goal by John Maxwell. You can get it on Amazon or wherever you buy your books, or you can just do the Audible version if you want. And it has 26 principles. So in 7 weeks, we are definitely not going to cover all 26 of the leadership principles, but we will cover a majority. So I encourage you, if you are interested in leadership, or you want to learn more about it, or you're a leader and you just want to, get more knowledge and enhance your leadership skills, I would encourage you to check it out and come join us. I have some people already registered for it, so I'm looking forward to kicking it off in about 3 to 4 weeks. So the principle that I want to talk about is in chapter 14. It's called Keep Learning to Keep Leading. And the reason why this is one of my favorite laws or principles in this book is because I am a personal growth person. So I believe in personal growth. I believe in helping people to get to the next level. So with that being said, keep learning and keep growing. Keep learning to keep leading is the book. In the book, John talks about personal growth. He talks about how he started his personal growth journey. And so he gives three, I think it's 3. I want to make sure. Yeah, he gives three points that I want to share with you today. The first one is invest in yourself first. And so when I think about personal growth, for me, it's something that's always been a part of who I am. But last year in 2020, I was going through a personal challenge. And at that time, that personal challenge could have wiped me out. It could have just devastated me, completely, and caused me to give up on life. But instead, I said, you know what? This personal challenge is going to pass eventually. And who do I want to be when this is over? So I know it's a weird thing, right? But I really looked to the future and said, okay, D, when this personal challenge is done, at the end of this, no matter how long this takes, whether it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it takes, at the end of that time period, are you going to be a stronger person? Are you going to be a weaker person? Are you going to have made no changes in your life for the better, where you want to be? And with that, I decided to pursue and follow and enhance my, who I am, increase my knowledge of things. I decided to really take care of my mental health. I decided to really do all the things that I need to do. And so that for me meant, as I said earlier in one of my videos, that meant looking at podcasts or listening to podcasts. It meant, reading books. It meant things like that. So when John talks about this first principle, it says, invest in yourself first. And what that means is that take some time and read a book, go to a seminar, listen to a podcast, watch a YouTube video. There's so much out there, and that's the really advantage of the world that we live in now, because anything that we want to learn is so accessible. It was not this way 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. The way it is now, it's amazing. Like, you can learn so many things. And so if you say, I don't have money to go buy a book, you could just go on YouTube and watch videos about different topics, about self-development, about leadership, about personal development. You have so many options. So invest in yourself first. And that could mean maybe spending money for something that you really want to learn, or maybe it's a certification that you've been putting off that you really want to achieve, and it may cost money. So instead of we waste money. We all do. We spend money on things that really are not significant. So maybe make a plan to say, I really want to achieve this certification, but it costs, let's say it costs $500, right? So I really want to achieve this certification, cost $500. I don't have it, but I really want to do it in 2022. Well, maybe cut back on something that is not like a necessary expense. So maybe if you eat out 3 days a week, maybe you eat out 1 day a week. I don't know, but you can figure it out of ways that you can cut back on unnecessary things that are not like the most important things in your budget, to put money into something that will be for the long haul. So when I was going through my personal challenge, I purposely said, I'm not going to eat, even though I was in this limbo place where I didn't have my own house to live in. I was living with a friend. I still decided I don't want to just eat out. So I did things to make sure that I was eating at home, or buying food that I could easily prepare, like salads, if I didn't want to cook. And so what that did, it helped me to put money aside so that I can go to training, so I can get some certifications I wanted to get, so I can buy a book that I wanted to buy, things like that, right? So just invest in yourself is part of that, what John talks about in the book. So he says, this is a quote he says, if you want to lead, you must learn. If you want to continue to lead, you must continue to learn. And all that means is that we never get to the top of the mountain and just sit there. Like, even if we get to one top of the mountain, there's another mountain to get to the top of. So we're continuing learning, like we're continuing being a better person. So think about every area of your life. How can you be a better spouse? How can you be a better boyfriend, girlfriend? How can you be a better daughter, son? How can you be a better parent? It's so many things we can learn. How can I be a better employee, for my employer? So there's so many things that we can learn. And so investing in ourselves is the first step.